Hello Luxury Club, and welcome to sunny May, which is, I mean, it's snowing. It's kind of hard to believe, but it's May, and we're gonna talk May wines. Some really cool stuff this month, and small production things that we found. So let's dive right in. First up, this is Vidiano from Lira Reiki in Crete. So this wine, or this winery, I should say, comes off the southeastern Mediterranean there. Crete is the most populated of the Greek islands. But so we're talking Greek wine, we're talking Greek island wine, as I'm sure you can deduce, not a huge winemaking center, but some really cool stuff that these wineries are doing. So with the Vidiano, this is a white Greek. Vidiano, one of the queens of Greek wines and Cretan wines, I should say. You know, obviously one thing Greeks do really well is they don't pretend that they're gonna reinvent the wheel on Cab Savs and like all these international grapes. They focus on authenticity. They focus on what they know they do really, really well, and express that one. So with the Vidiano, this is, you know, craves food a little bit for sure. More of a medium body. You get, you know, it has citrus, you get some stone fruit, lots of herbaceousness to it, but a really kind of smooth, kind of structured style of white. This one, killer with, obviously, you know, white fit like a sea bass, or, you know, prawns in a cream sauce. You know, go seafood or go, you know, creaminess and garlic with this one. But this is the Greek or Cretan white. Next up, we've got Copa. So Chilean, this is Old Vine Toronto. So 80 plus years for sure. And you know, a lot of the time when I'm talking wine, it's, you know, oh, they have 100 hectares. Oh, they have this massive spot. The Toronto takes up half a hectare in the high elevation wineries, which is, you know, 1 acre. So very, very small. I think they do 200 cases a year. But a grape that, you know, definitely we don't see a lot of. It's a natural cross of Pay, which is kind of like it's a lighter bodied red, you know, kind of Chilean Pinot Noir-esque, and Muscatel. So with this one, had really cool nose. You know, it had, like, I got a lot of like honey and richness on it. Loads of like ripe Asian pear, you know, very rich and dense, and you know, you can it's tangible, the concentration and structure in this wine. Palate was quite elegant, you know, had a lot of structure, of course, good acidity, you know, but that it was just pretty. It was cool. It's cool. So with this one, and I put it in the gold too, and I sent that video. I'm like, so I had it with pizza, and it wasn't great. But maybe if you did it with like a cream sauce based flatbread or something like that, it would be cool. But then I had it with Asiago and walnuts with a little honey drizzle, and it was rad. So, you know, like chicken, that nuttiness, you know, salads, things like would be killer with it. And then dipping into Burgundy for the new vintage, the 2022 of Musarde Fille. So this, right from Santenay, the heart of Burgundy in France. This is our, it's Chardonnay. It's the 2022 vintage. These wines, we always, especially the Chardonnay, you know, they released it in April, and it goes really fast. It's never around by Christmas, which is a shame. But you know, really, really great wines. You know, I mean, they've been around since 1600s, but New Age, you know, most recently, Musarde and his sons took over in 1980, and now it's pretty much 100% into that second generation. But this Chardonnay, I really like it. This year, you know, 21 was good. This one, I find it's a lot more generous early. You know, the nose is just, it's more vibrant. It's got more to offer. You don't have to wait around for it. It's very approachable. It's really pretty. You know, a very classic style of Chardonnay with that creaminess, that richness. Just a well done French Chard. And now time to roll things right into the reds. So kicking off the back half, we've got Azzurri Granza. So this is their Naturalesi Salvage. So old vine Garnacha from Navarra, which, you know, very dusty, very not great. Like the grapes, the vines really have to work, right? It's concentrated, it's scarce, it's cool, powerful wines that come out as a result of that. So with the Garnacha, you know, you get that fruitiness, you know, that nice, the bright red fruits, the more aged, you know, dried figs and things like that on the nose. It's got some character to it for sure. On the back, you know, I think it's, well, not I think, sorry. It's been 6 months aging in amphora, so the concrete tanks, you know, very natural, you know, preservation of acidity and the fruit notes and, you know, all of the components that make it great. And then 6 months in the large 300-liter oak barrels. All used, you know, you're not going to get that big hit of oak, but softens it, you know, rounds out the edges, makes it really, you know, killer campfire wine, you know, after dinner wine, doesn't necessarily crave food, would be rad with, you know, caramelized like barbecue ribs or a roast chicken, like something that has those caramelized sugars or some spice to it. But a great, and I mean, it's organic, it's healthy, you know, it's beach season now. So, you know, all the good stuff. Followed up by the Ornac Frère. So this cool little passion project from the Ornac brothers in Languedoc-Roussillon area. They man the Coudelet line that we have, but this one, Syrah and all 100% whole cluster fermentation. So everything is going in there. So it's very, you know, Syrah already has that kind of grittiness and spiciness to it. This is, you know, bigger and bolder and, you know, just a very expressive whole cluster fermentation style of Syrah. Just cool little French wine. And lastly, we've got for our luxury, the Bruce Patch, which, I mean, he's super cool. He's got a really cool long story behind him that I won't get into and take up all your time. But his partner, she does all the artwork, you know, obviously is an artist. And they're all these cool styles of female. The red dress, this is a 2016 from Sonoma, which, you know, I really like Sonoma. It's big, it's vast, it's got diversity in its soils and the climate, right? We get that fog, it's able to do different things. And Bruce Patch, along with Turley, which in luxury we had Christmas season? No, February? The Turley old vines in. But these are guys that, you know, they're not out to say, hey, I have the best Zinfandel plots in California. But hey, I know the best Zin. I know that, you know, Zinfandel, like you can tell a story of, like, through the landscape of old vine Zinfandel through the California coast. So I'm going to partner up with guys that I know are doing all those things, and I'm going to showcase, you know, how phenomenal Zinfandel can be. Because Zin, it sometimes gets a bad rap, right? It's great. White Zinfandel kind of didn't do it a lot of favors back then. We won't get it. But Zinfandel is really cool. This one is Zin with Syrah and Cab. Ooh, you got me. Cab Franc and Syrah. But Zinfandel based, it's a 2016, so this is gonna have the more jammy, like the blueberries and that jammy characteristic on the nose. It's got some subtle, you know, warm spices, but it's big, it's round, it's obviously been aging, it's got a lot of complexity, it's deep, it's cool, it's big, it's over 16%, 16.1, but killer little, you know, big, full-bodied California Zinfandel expression. And that is our luxury lineup for May. There we go. So thank you all so much for supporting us and letting me, you know how much fun I have with this, but thank you. We really appreciate it. And if you have other questions about any wines or about these ones, just let me know and we'll see you soon.